I like the idea of me trying to somehow assist you so that I can at least stabilize one side of it.
Mom wanted to start the donation stand about 30 years ago. You know, 1970, you could lay down the road and only get hit by the mailman or bus driver.
All right, so I have a couple of questions. You worked with obviously a lot of wood and with a lot of wood piles. So my job this morning when I got up was to work in the wood pile and reorganize it and get it clean looking again. And I came across a black widow spider. Do you have you ever experienced black widow spiders here? Number one. Number two, everything that I ever learned about black widow spiders came like rushing in. Like I thought the thing was going to jump out of the wood pile and onto my neck and like attack me. It didn't do any of that.
No.
So what can you tell me about black widow spiders that I need to know about when I'm working in the wood pile? Obviously, they are venomous, right?
Well, sure. As far as I know, it's one of the few poisonous spiders we have in West Virginia. But you got to take this spider. The spider just as much wants to be our friend as it does our enemy. It doesn't want to be an enemy of us. And mainly when we intrude on their privacy, they want to get away from it. It's just like anything else. When I was picking the beans this morning, and the beans is hanging and the blossoms, and then you got the bumblebees too. Okay. They will sting.
Right.
But usually you just trust in them. You put a sense into them that you don't want to harm them.
Right.
So they come to not really harming us. Occasionally, if we do get stung, it might be to our benefit, because it might be some kind of therapeutic thing or something. So I just take it that way.
Bumblebees, I agree, but being from the north and from New York, and we're finding all of these new things that we have to adjust to here.
Mm-hmm. Well, we was talking about where you come from Long Island. Mm-hmm. Okay, that even the mosquitoes that you have and they use chemical to treat them or whatever, and virtually they come back with vengeance.
Right. Okay.
It's something similar to me on my farming. Am I guilty of chemical farming? Years ago, until I come to my senses and understood that, God created these animals and insects and even us. So we have to learn to live together. And because if you use chemicals in my garden, okay, then I don't have no birds.
Yes.
And if we don't understand that if you don't have birds start chirping at 4 o'clock in the morning. And the rhythm of the birds chirping puts everything in motion for everything to grow. So
So
people
true.
come to my donation tomato stand.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically elderly women that love birds. And they say, I haven't seen that bird for 2 years or 3 years.
Yeah.
And she said, why is it here and not anyplace else? I said, because I don't chemical farm. I don't chemical farm.
Yeah.
And so when we think about that we're going to take and control by some kind of chemicals or whatever, well, I believe this, okay. 69 years ago, almost, September the 1st, God allowed me to be born right here in Morgan County. That looking east, I'm looking at that 17-mile mountain, Sleepy Creek public hunting and fishing area.
Mm-hmm.
And mostly, instead of the bugs, the snakes, the deer, the coons, being out of control, the humans are the ones out of control. Because the Lord says, be good stewards of the land.